Hello, welcome in or welcome back. Well, I don't know if there's going to be any more Dicero on the channel because within 20 minutes of it getting posted, I got hit with the with the copyright. I don't even know what the song is. That's what I'll say. I looked at the song. Actually, I've got to pull it up here because I saw it. I'm like, I've never heard that song before. I don't even know what genre it is. I know that the sound was pretty low, but you know what? I'm gonna deal with it. So I was kind of 50-50 on the game, anyways, and that just kind of sealed it. So, anyways, I got some mail. I have to go get all of my mail from the post office. I'm gonna do it this weekend when I was gone, but I did get something the other day, and it's from our great people in this great county of Los Angeles, and they have given me a jury summons. So your man's is gonna be heading to court in a couple weeks to be dealing with people who are going to be on trial for something. Could be anything. I don't know. I believe in most cases it's going to be a criminal case and not a civil case. But as I've learned, it could be anything. So yeah, it just reminds me of. Now, every 2 years, every 2 years you're on the block. And I remember when I went 2 years ago, I was praying not to get picked, and I will tell you why. Now, going in, I didn't care. Because I got the summons, I told work, I said, hey, I got the summons, and they're like, okay, yeah. And this was at the time when I was allowed to work from home 3 days a week, which is great. So I just basically used one of those days and just did that. However, what happened? Okay, actually, hold on here. Yeah, let's switch. Put Royal Ghost for now, and we'll still try to build the team that we'll get eventually. So, okay, I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, so. 2 years ago, I got a summons, and I was like, okay, whatever. But the night before, I started to get sick, and I was thinking, ooh, this is actually not good, because I didn't want to. I mean, at this point, I didn't want to withdraw my name, and then you have to come back, and I don't know what it is. It's like you get a one-time reprieve, and then you have to do it. I think it's like in 6 months or something. I don't remember. And somebody probably knows. Will know in the comments. Let me know. Okay, we'll go this way. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do this, I guess, for now. But yeah. So, I started to feel sick the night before. It was just random. Then when I woke up that morning, I was like, okay, I'm okay, but it felt like it was starting to be this wave of sickness. It was like starting to hit. I was starting to get worried because, yeah, I didn't want to say, hey, I'm sick, I gotta withdraw. I mean, I would just literally tell them, I literally look at them like, hey, you see me, I'm sick, man. take my name out. Okay. 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 Okay, let's think about this here. Okay, we got everybody. Alright. Yeah, come on. Alright. I mean, I got my team. We're gonna do it this way. Okay. Here. Here. Okay, who do I gotta sell? Okay. Alright, we'll do that. And we got Witch to 3 stars. So. Believe we'll be fine. We may actually lose this round. But yeah. So I toughed it up, and I went to the courthouse knowing that, whatever sickness that I was experiencing, it was probably going to get worse. And it did get worse on the first day. Now, there was no resolution, so they said, we're gonna have to bring y'all back tomorrow. And I'm thinking, oh, please, come on, like, I'm sick. Your man's is sick, and I can't withdraw at this. Like, it'd just be a pain in the ass to absolutely withdraw at this point. So I went back, and I went home after the judge said go home, and it got worse. But I said I can't withdraw, man. I can't tell them no. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna tough it out, and whatever happens happens. And so, oh, come on, we just have to get rid of one of them. Come on, princess. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So I went back the next day, and now at this point, it's just I'm like this. Having to do the jury duty. Now, my number was I believe it was 24, which is pretty low on the. It was pretty low, so I got worried because, the way they did it was they didn't pick random numbers. They just said, "Hey, okay, 1 to 12, you're on, you're in the booth, and then 13, 14." And they said, "Okay, that's how we're gonna do it." I gave him two. I gave him two hits. Okay, that's fine. So they started going through the. I almost just want to. No, we're gonna start building. We're gonna start building the team. We're gonna build this team, and I don't care. Yeah, we're gonna build this team. So I just on the second day I just brought I had a mask, and I had a bunch of tissue, and I just said, okay, I'm gonna deal with this. I'm gonna deal with it. And they started calling the numbers, and at this point we still don't even know what the case is. Yeah, we don't know what the case is. Then the judge said, okay, you're all here because you're selected, and then yeah, and you're here because 12 of you and 2 alternates are going to be selected to make a decision on a double murder trial, double murder case. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's a double murder case, and I'm sick. So, they started going through the numbers, and I'm just in the back, and I'm just in the back going, oh my gosh, I'm just sick. Just wiping my nose and trying. I tried to hold in a sneeze. I try not to sneeze, in public. I know that's bad because your blood vessels can go a bunch of different places. Actually, I'm gonna go. We'll go here. I'm obviously not gonna sell Princess back. Okay, we'll do this for now. And they said, the judge said, okay, the attorneys, you can start making your decision on the jury. And without even having to ask any questions, both attorneys, I think one was a public defender, I think, and then the other was, on the other side, and they said, they just started. They knocked 3 people off. They didn't even ask a question. They just knocked 3 people off, and then they started Then they started drilling people. And here I am. I'm just like, please do not pay. Oh, that's the thing I forgot to mention. Actually, the judge said, okay, 3 of you out, so the 2 alternates are now in the booth, and then let's bring in number, I think it was 12, 14, bring in number 15. And the 2 attorneys, that way they get together with the judge and say, hey, you want to bump anybody else? And they're like, yeah, we do want to bump someone else. Okay, all right, bring the next person in order. Okay, let's go. Here, I actually want to switch. Yeah. We're way behind, but I still feel like... Okay, we're playing the person got eliminated, so I think we're okay. Then, at this point, they started grilling people. And there was one dude, it was now, granted, we're not supposed to... I mean, the attorneys profiled all of us based on our looks or, appearance or whatever. We didn't actually nobody even said a word. So they started grilling. They started grilling everybody in the booth, and there was one dude who just laid into. He's like, I ain't got to see nothing about this. That dude is guilty. He looks guilty. He's got face tattoos. He's guilty. I mean, if he did it, I mean, he just needs to come up. I'm like holding my tissue. I'm just like, what the heck is this guy doing, dude? But he didn't care. He just laid into that guy, and obviously we knew, okay, because the judge said, "Can you be impartial?" And he's like, "Hell no, I can't be impartial to this." And in my head, I wanted to laugh through the sickness, but at the same time, I'm like, man, you can't, man. I mean, you gotta. I don't know. I've had talks with my former bosses about this, because they would be like, because they would say, they say, hey, can you be in person? And they'd be followed like, no, I don't think I can. They wouldn't do it like the way this dude did it, where he just basically said, no, screw that guy. Yeah, he's guilty. I just looked at him and he's guilty. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is nuts. This is I mean, we don't know now. It's a double murder trial with the guys allegedly, guilty. So yeah. All right, we got absolutely screwed by Echo there. So whatever. But yeah, that was. But they didn't take him. They didn't take the guy off the booth. He stayed there, and that interview was so long that they interviewed another. They talked to another lady. Why don't I go this way with yeah, let's do this for now. Yeah, let's just see what we get here. They interviewed another lady, and she had a brother who was a cop, so she said, I'm going to do the job that you asked me to do, which is judge this case based on the evidence and whatever stuff. But just know that I have a brother who works in law enforcement, and the judge just said, thank you for being upfront about that. Which I thought that was interesting. Okay, I think we can go superstar here. Let's see if we can get okay. We can go get clan 2. So let's do this. I'm gonna keep Goblin on the board for now, but yeah, actually I probably needed to put Demolisher there. So let's do this. Let's bring him back. Okay, and then I don't know if I can do Giant Superstar, but we'll see. So they interviewed one of the ladies, and then they said, "Actually, we're we're not set on the jury, so we all got to come back tomorrow. I'm like, mother, because I'm going through it. But at this point, I am just, I am so sick I am so sick at this point, and I'm thinking, man, I am not gonna. Okay, we go Archer Queen here. And that should be 4. So I think we're okay. Yeah. Okay, we just have to survive this round, I think, and I think we're fine. So the judge said, okay, we're not done, so come back tomorrow. Come on. So, and now I'm just dragging. I'm like, oh boy. I'm like this. And I just get to the, okay, actually, let's do this. Okay, so we can do Superstar. Maybe this is it? Then maybe this is the team. Yeah, actually I like this. Okay. I'm not selling back. I'm gonna see if we can get them all. I mean, let's see if we survive this, and then, yeah. Because we do have full Superstar, so hopefully that can help. But yeah. Yeah, come on. Okay, yeah, Goblin Machine is really good. Even though I wish Goblin Machine still had the stun. That's really what made him cook. So yeah. So day 3, we go back, and the guy who like laid into the dude who's being on trial. You know what? If I go this way, that gives me this, and then I have Musketeer in the back, so I could do this. This is a super risky. Okay, I'm gonna wait a turn, but yeah, that's super risky. But I think we can do this. So the judge said, "Okay, yeah, sir, your excuse. You can go." But then what happened was the attorney said, "Yeah, I would like to call it wasn't like 16 or 17. They said we'd like to call number 20." I'm like, wait a minute, that's not an order. That's not the order. And like you skip numbers, and I thought, oh no, that means they can pick. Like, I'm screwed, because they could literally see me, and my number was, I forgot, 28, 24 or something like that, and they just see me and they're like, yeah, you. And I'm like, oh no, that means they could pick anybody. And at this point, and I'm like, no, man, I don't want to be picked. I don't want to be picked. I'm too sick. I'm going through it. I would prefer to, not get picked. They interviewed that person, and what they asked was, oh, you have to get rid of. Okay, Archer Queen has to get rid of 1. Oh, he's has to get rid of 2. Okay. So So they interviewed the new guy that came up, and they said, "Can you be impartial?" And he said, "Yes, yeah, I will do the job I will do the job of being an impartial juror." And they said, "Have you heard this case before?" And he said, "Yeah, I read the story in online. I think it wasn't LA Times. It was like another news organization." And they said, "When did you read that?" It's like, "Oh, I read it every day." Or like, "When do you read the news?" He says, "Every day." They said, "Thank you very much." And I'm thinking, oh, that was kind of a quick interview. And nobody else got interviewed. So they... Oh, come on. Okay. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to stick with this group here. And we'll go this way. So in the end, they said, Both attorneys said, yeah, we're done interviewing people. And they left for a meeting, and here I am, it's day 3, I'm going through it, and I'm just like blowing my nose, take off the face mask, blow my nose, put it back on. And I'm just hoping that, that they don't pick me. Okay, I guess, Baby D's just gonna have to carry us for a while, because we're not getting anything. Or, yeah, whatever. So, they come out, it's like probably 10 minutes that they have a meeting, and they say, okay, the attorneys have made their final decisions, and we're going to make a couple more changes. From this point forward, we're only going to be interviewing anybody who comes new into the booth. And they said, okay. And they excused the new guy who read the story in the paper. I have a shield. Okay, yeah. Man. Okay, I guess we'll just stay with this for now. And they released one other person. So now they had to bring in two people. And the judge said, "Can you be impartial?" And they said, "Yes." Have you heard this case? Do you know anything of it? And they said, "No." Is there any? And then the last thing the judge said, "Is there anything that would make you that would influence your decision at this point without having heard the evidence, or seen the evidence, or whatever the case is?" And boy, I'm gonna do this, but I have to pull Knight back. Okay, all right, we'll do this, I guess. Yeah, okay. So that, yeah, the judge said, "Is there anything that would influence you right now without having heard the evidence?" And they both said no. Then the judge said, "Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna, the attorneys, do you want to make any more?" The judge basically asked the attorney, "Do you want to make any more decision or changes?" And they said no. And the judge said, "Okay, everybody's locked in. You 12 are in the booth, and you are the jury, and then the 2 are the alternates." And the judge said, "Okay, everybody else in the room, you are excused. Do not clap for not being picked." And I'm just like I have a tissue here that I'm just, and part of me is like, thank goodness. I'm like, so I was like so happy. I was like, okay. Now, had they asked me, or had I got picked, then I would have just said, "You know what? You're gonna get the best of me, even though I'm sick as hell. But you're gonna get whatever energy I had left." Went home. I told my boss, "Hey, I did not get picked, but just so you know, I'm sick as hell right now, and I'm like, I need to lie down." And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead." Yeah, go ahead. And so I just slept for pretty much the rest of the. Oh, come on. Okay, we're at the end, but yeah, I just slept because I was just so out of it. I don't know what it is, like the sickness. It wasn't COVID or anything like that, but it was I don't know, for last couple of years when I've gotten sick, it has just been, I get knocked the F out. And that was one of them where it was just, if I had to go back one more day to do whatever interviews or go through the process of that, whatever that trial was, oh man, I think I probably would have had to say, I need to postpone because I am just not feeling it. Or maybe I do the thing like what the guy did and just be like, he's got face tattoos, he's guilty. I can't be impartial. Screw it. No, nah, man. Because I had, you know, when my stuff got stolen, this guy who was basically the ringleader went to a bowling alley a year later and did a triple murder, which is a true story. And I can't be dealing with this. Actually, what is executioner does what in this here? I'm trying to think. What is executioner doing in this lineup? I don't know. Okay, just do this. Huh, this is actually interesting. I don't know what executioner does in this. I just realized that. Okay, maybe I go get. What else can I get? Okay, I'll think about it. Oh, I mean, we're at the end, but yeah. I'll think about it. Yeah. That, I would just... I probably would go on a rant, like what the guy did, and just try to get out of it or something. Like, now this time, when I go in a couple weeks, you know, anytime I've been picked... Now, I have been picked. I don't know if well, I'll probably tell that story coming up. But that's a funny... It was a funny jury story. I just thought of this one here because it was more recent, but yeah, that one was that one was so funny. I gotta put in my notes that I will tell that story about how I did get picked for a case and it got resolved, but oh my gosh, it was insane. So, all right, we're 1 from 2,500, and we got a few days left in the season, so... Alright, I'm going to end it here. Thank you all for watching, listening, and, yeah, we made a little bit of progress. So, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I will see you all in the next one.